Well, hello, and welcome back to How to Use GIMP. Um, I've managed to figure out a few things, so I wanted to share them separately of the actual progress of what we're doing. So we're going to call this like uh, GIMP number zero, because I'm going to do a couple things here real quick to set up the program with you a little better. Um, Now that it's working better for me. Um, some of the problems I had in the first video were docking things weren't docking properly, seem to have resolved themselves and are working now. But first, I wanted to go into the preferences and show a couple of things. So it's under Edit, Preferences, and we're going to look at the um, interface and the theme. Um, it is set on this for default for some reason. But as you can, if you got old eyes like me, some of these tool things don't really work as well with a dark theme. So I'm setting mine to light. System is even lighter, so that's probably, if you really want white, you can go white. But this one comes up and you can see the tools a lot better, in my opinion. So that's how I'm setting mine, and that's how you can check yours and see how you want that done. Um, Icon theme, I think I've mentioned it before. You can change the icons a little bit so that, I personally like them in color because then you can um, see them, but I like the legacy color ones the best, personally. So that's those two things. Um, there is a toolbox config if you want to eliminate or add or otherwise rearrange any of the icons in this section here, which is your toolbox. Um, you basically just come down here and move them around, or you can turn off the pencil, turn on the pencil, um, or other ones that you want to use more often or less often. Um, like if you have the paths and you want it to go up one, you just click that little up button and it moves where it is in the um, configuration. So I basically leave mine on default, but if you have a preference, you want to have all the tools that you use the most right on the top or along the side, or however you want to set them up, you can move them that way. Um, so I'm going to hit OK, close that up. That's got this all set up a little bit better. The docking of things, I closed some of the things that are open by default. If I want them back, of course, I can go to the dockable dialogues under where it says Windows dockable dialogues, and I can um, put any of these back open that I want to use. So I'm not sure if I got rid of the channels, but if I open, no, channels is right there. But anyway, if I were to take that out, close it, then come back to dockable dialogues and say, oh, I want that channels, then it's going to come back. Might not come back right where you wanted it. So what you do then is you move it out and, oh, that's funny. Now it's not going to let me redock it the way I wanted. It literally did allow me to do this right before I did this video. That's the story of my life, folks. Things that I want to do are always just slightly out of reach. Theoretically, I should be able to take that and drop it in a dialog box because I just did all that. I literally moved this guy from there to there. And now it's not going to let me. Huh. I wonder if I need that tool open. Nope. It's going to be a little bitch to me. I do not know why it's not allowing me to do that redocking of things the way it was 10 seconds ago before I started this video. But it was working for me. I'm going to try something real quick. Let's close that program. Boop, boop, boop. Hey, look, I was updating something. Close that. Here's my Facebook. There's my mail. Let's reopen the program real quick. And it left it where it was. Let's see if I can put it away. Nope, still not going to play nice for me. Well, that's a shame. I want my patterns back. Where'd they go? And of course, they're going to go over here. Configure this tab. Close tab. I wonder if I can add it. Oh, see what I just learned, folks. This is good for us. If you undock a tab and have accidentally misplaced it and it won't go back where you want it, that little tiny little dot right there that says configure this tab, which I missed before, will allow you to go back in and add it. So now I've got my brushes, my patterns, and that one is the dialog box for the tools. So if I use that tool, then it shows those tool options. And so you can change those as you needed. Usually it's on the pencils or the selecting things that pencil, change your size. That's an important one. And all that other stuff. So we'll show using those as we go. Down here I've got my palettes and my palette editor. I'm going to close out this video and then show next how I'm going to rebuild my palette system. I've decided not to bring in the old palette. I'm going to rework it a different way so that it's a little more useful to me, so I can otherwise make things easier to use. However, for the moment, I'm going to close out this thing. That's a good way to figure out how to get your GIMP program set up the way you want it so that the tools you want are where you want them. Um, I'm not saying you have to do what I just did, put things where I put them. That's just easiest for me. So if you have any other way to do it, go right ahead. It's your program. It's done your way. Um, Thanks for watching this one. We're going to move ahead on coloring comic pages next. Don't forget, hit the likes, hit the share, hit the subscribe button if you haven't, and Periodical Paradise is the place to be. Say that 5 times fast. Thank you all very much.